fire.
It's got a little firefighter badge.
And in 5,
sticker badge.
4, 3, 2, 1. Roll the open.
Hello and welcome to another weekend double Kentucky Derby prep show here. Today we have a special race from the Dubai. It's the UAE Derby from Meydan. It's a 100-point Kentucky Derby prep race. So 100, 50, 25, 15, and 10 go to the first through fifth finishers. It is a field of 9. And I think we got about 4 minutes to post time, but I'll go over the field real quick. The 1 is Admire. Actually, let me get the track up here so we can see what's going on here. I'm not sure if Nick's going to be here today, but we wanted to make sure we covered this race here. There we go. At least be able to see what's going on here. Again, it's the UA Derby from Meydan. It's a mile and 3/16. Field of 9, we do have one filly. The 1 is Admire Daytona, 4th last time out in the Hyacinth in Japan. That race was won by Luxor Cafe. This one was slow from the gate, ran from the back, made a bit of a run to finish 4th. This one has 1 win in 5 tries, 1 win in 2 seconds in 5 tries. The win did come at 1600 in a 1600-meter maiden race. This one's by Dre Fong. The 2 is Dawn in the Mood, 3rd in the Hyacinth. Was just off the lead, challenged Luxor Cafe a bit. Luxor Cafe is the Japan entry coming over, the one that qualified for the road to the what's it called, the Japan Road to the Kentucky Derby. Dawn in the Mood really challenged Luxor right in the mid-stretch and then gave way. But Luxor Cafe has 2 wins in 4 tries and also has a 3rd. Both wins at 1,800 meters. This one is not going to the Derby, though. The 3 is Dragon, 5th in the Hyacinth. Ran from the back mostly. Ran with the pack. Never really got clear to make a run. This one has 1 win in a second and 3 tries. This one is by Mind Your Biscuits. The 4 is Flood Zone, 1st in the 1 mile Gotham in the United States, where he broke well and put away Sand Devil. I think he might want to go gate to wire here. So if he can get the lead, he might be one to consider. This one is by Frosted and trained by Brad Cox. The 5 is Galactic Star, U.S. bred by Improbable, was 1st in the Albestaquia, where he got a dream chip sitting just off the pace along the rail and chased down the leader, Honest Moon, and then held off a runner. It was Heart of Honor, who is the number 6 here, the next horse. Heart of Honor, 2nd in the Albestaquia. Before that, 2nd in the UAE 2000 Guineas to a very good Golden Vacoma. Made a big late run in both of those races. I expect him to do the same here. The 7 is Rafid, 13th in the Albestaquia. Never made a run. Before that, 5th in the UAE Guineas. I don't see this one being in the mix here. This one is by Into Mischief, though. The 8 is Shin Forever. 2nd in the Saudi Derby, where he's caught late in the stretch by a really good Golden Vacoma after setting the pace. Expect Shin to be close to the lead, if not setting the pace. This one is the U.S. bred by Complexity. And the 9 is the only filly, Queen Azteca, the only filly in the race, 1st in the UA Oaks, where she tracked down the leader in a really exciting finish. Good genes here, bred by, this one is by Sharp Azteca. So that's the field of 9. I really like Dawn in the Mood. This one was, they're going in the gate here. Let me get the audio up. They're going in the gate here. I really like Dawn in the Mood here, but this one is not going to the Derby.
Kentucky Derby. There will be a
so we'll see what happens. But Dawn in the Mood is my pick here.
Guarantee them a spot in Kentucky if that's where they decide to go.
All right, so let's head up ahead of the UAE Derby, sponsored by Jamara, to Pat Comerford.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, it's a cracking field, isn't it? And all these, hopefully, all roads lead, as you said, to Kentucky, with plenty of big ambitions, I'm sure, for a lot of these horses. There's Galactic Star, will be the last one to lock away here at the 1900-metre mark for the UAE Derby. Set to run. Ready now. And away. Shin Forever a little slow out of the machine. Same can be said for Dragon. Away fast, Admire Daytona, Flood Zone. Rafid works forward. Galactic Star the deepest at the post. Don in the Mood is going to drop in behind them from Queen Azteca, Shin Forever, Heart of Honor midfield. And Dragon drops out to last and is slightly detached from the field. 1,500 and change left to go. In the UAE Derby, it's Admire Daytona who leads Rafid a narrow margin. Into third now, Galactic Star. He's able to opt in and get some cover now, coming in as the field splits apart. It was 4 lengths to Flood Zone, the inside of Heart of Honor, who spots the lead half a dozen lengths. Shin Forever next from Don in the Mood. Then came Queen Azteca, and Dragon now trying to reattach himself here with 1,100 metres left to go. Admire Daytona, the leader. He's coming clear by about a neck now to Rafid. Galactic Star gets closer. They certainly pack ranks here as they start to work off the back. Galactic Star gets closer. He's up on heels. Up into the 1-1 now, Heart of Honor. Safi Osborne's been able to improve into a nice position. Don in the Mood off around them from Dragon, who's now starting a mid-mace move also. The pace really starting to eject into the event. Then came Flood Zone from Shin Forever. And out to last now is the Norwegian in Queen Azteca. Pace on. Admire Daytona, the leader. Heart of Honor in the middle of the sandwich. 3 deep and wide now was Don in the Mood, who's still trying to work into the lead here. A gap to Dragon. Then came Shin Forever, Galactic Star, Queen Azteca. Rafid drops away with Flood Zone. They come into the running and the UAE Derby, and it's Don in the Mood who takes a narrow lead from Heart of Honor, who's trying to respond here through the middle. Admire Daytona fighting back as well. Good go here. A furlong left to travel. Don in the Mood. Heart of Honor picking up the middle now. Heart of Honor working through with Admire Daytona. Admire Daytona stride for stride with Heart of Honor. Good go down to the line. Tight. Admire Daytona, maybe, not sure. Photo finish. That is awfully tight. Admire Daytona and Heart of Honor. Heart of Honor's thrown a lunge in late. Next over was Don in the Mood from Shin Forever. Then came Queen Azteca. Next over Dragon, followed by Flood Zone, Rafid, and Galactic Star. He's thrown a dive in, Heart of Honor. Will we be waiting for a number here? And the winner is number 1, Admire Daytona. He's gone on to win at 159.13. The margin a short head. Admire Daytona, Heart of Honor, brave. He tried his heart out. Admire Daytona, victorious for Japan in the UAE Derby.
So Admire Daytona and Heart of Honor go into the stretch along with Dawn in the Mood. Admire Daytona and Heart of Honor battle it out in the last 100 meters.
The blinkers have really helped. He was in a much better position to challenge here, and he's, I think, been done a nose by Admire Daytona, who battled away on the inside. Heart of Honor started to come again here, but Admire Daytona, who came out of the Luxor Cafe race last time, has put his head down on the line to score. Head down there, head down far side.
Oh, that is close.
It is so close.
I'm not so sure that Heart of Honor didn't win that. They said one, but boy, I don't know. That looked like Heart of Honor might have really got the head bob.
Look, Admire Daytona has won. Heart of Honor's run a
They
brilliant
called
race in
out
second.
Admire Daytona, but I don't know. They might want to look at this again.
Connected to the Osbornes. I feel so sorry for them, but we have to celebrate the winner, who was game and gutsy towards the inner. I think Heart of Honor was such unlucky. He's run off a true line.
Drifted a bit. Heart of Honor.
Towards the line, but I mean,
well,
what a huge run.
It is.
You know, that was a proper horse race, a real battle the whole way up the straight. 2 seriously admirable horses there who put everything in, and both camps should be very proud of the horses that, you know, we've got proper contenders for the big races next
So it
year
looks
in
like
these two, because they stay
Japan has
competitive.
another entry in the
Physically,
Kentucky
look like
Derby.
they
I
can
believe
still get
Admire
better too.
Daytona
But I mean,
will be going.
Heart of Honor was a different horse with those blinkers on.
Massively.
The way he travelled.
Massively.
Dawn
He
in the
could
Mood
completely,
gave
and
away
that's
late.
why he
That was
gave
my
himself
top
a
pick.
chance. And again, he's finished well. He's just been a bit done for toe here as the race has really picked up. And Admire Daytona up the inner has got rolling now. And he looked as though I thought at this point that he was going to go and score. And it was between him and Don in the Mood. And then in the middle, Heart of Honor starts to come with the run. He's probably in front now and then just edges out to the right. I mean, what can make a horse do that later on, Meg?
Immaturity, I think, more than anything. You know, a bit of a lack of experience. He's only
Yeah, it looks
young.
like he did clearly win.
Look, he's come off a line marginally, and I suppose Don in the Mood has ended up coming away from him, and he's just got a little bit lonely on that one side.
But he did have his head. He looked as though he had his head in front before and after.
And it's on the nod.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It could have gone either way. But two horses that have really put everything in. Admire Daytona, he was a strong fancy for the Japanese. You know, up in trip has certainly helped him today. He needed every yard of that, didn't he? But I'm sure we're
Boy, I
going
want to
to
see
these at
this
the
head
top
bob
level on the
again.
dirt
I'm not so
in
sure.
the next couple of years, because they've got bright futures, the pair of them.
Yeah, and the winner gets
Boy,
100 points en route to the Kentucky Derby. That would
that
guarantee him
drifting
a
really
run in
cost
race, so every
Heart of
chance
Honor.
he will head there. There is Christophe Lemaire, who took it with Derma Setagaki a few years ago, and he's won it again.
Four in a row in the UAE Derby for Japan. It is Admire Daytona. It is Christophe Lemaire. Wow, what a finish. Did you think you had won?
Honestly, I thought I won, but it was very tight. So, you know, never get too happy too early.
Extremely courageous horse. You partnered Derma Satagaki in this race. Why are the Japanese so strong in this race?
Well, they have quite experience at home, and at this season, the horses comes with at their best nearly. So, and I think they like the Maidan track.
Well, can this one go and win in Kentucky now? Can this one go and win the big one in early May out in America?
For sure, he can go, but you know, it's such a difficult race to win. But we have to try. I mean, it is one of the most iconic race in horse racing, and we have to go.
Do you know what? Last year we saw you leave in sad circumstances, of course, taken away after injury. So to get you back 1 year on and into the winners' enclosure again, what does this mean, Christophe?
Yeah, this is part of our job. You can't go through the risks, and this happened. But the most important is to get back again, and to come back and fight for the win. I mean, we are done. We are made for this.
Brilliant ride. Well done.
Winner of race number 5, the UAE Derby. Please put your hands together for Admire Daytona.
Well, there you have it. Admire Daytona holds off Heart of Honor deep in the stretch to win. Looks like Heart of Honor drifted just a bit at the wire to give that edge to Admire Daytona. It sounds like Admire Daytona is going to the Derby. So another entry for Japan, along with Luxor Cafe, who was the winner of the Japan Road to the Kentucky Derby series. That's it for us right here. We just wanted to cover this one really quick. We will be back on for the Wood Memorial and the Santa Anita Derby today. The Bluegrass Stakes normally would have been today as well, but they're moving that one back because of weather. They're moving it back to Tuesday, so that one has been rescheduled. But we'll be covering all 3 of those. We also have Kentucky Derby Future 6 closing today at noon. So if you're playing that, I believe Admire Daytona is not one of the entries. You'll want to use the all others, I believe. I don't think Admire Daytona has a slot in the top 40 list of Kentucky Derby Future 6. So use the all others. You'll get a really good price too. If you're playing exactas, you'll get some really good play there. So that's it for Weekend Double. Nick is away. He'll be back later on today for the Wood and the San Antonio Derby. Hope you had a winner, and we'll see you in a few hours. Take care.